You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Together we are all powerful. Yes. Together I will rule. I will rule. I will rule.
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
Welcome, friends. Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Oh, almost got the music in there.
That sounded like the beginning of Exterminator 2.
It is. Good. Very good.
And that's ironic because that's what we're reviewing today.
That's the best music in the movie.
Oh yeah, by a long shot. Yes, best production value of the entire film. This episode 160
45.
45.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. 145. And last episode we reviewed the Executioner. No, excuse me, we did not. We reviewed the Exterminator, which should have been called the Executioner, but I guess there's already a book series with a copyright on that. And my challenge to Joey was the very unimaginative sequel. The challenge was unimaginative. Well, the sequel is too. Anyway, that's what we're doing now. Is we're doing the sequel to the Exterminator. So sorry.
Yeah. You got me good. I'll give you that.
I got myself good.
This is one of the worst films we've ever reviewed. This film is so fucking bad.
Is it Jim Cotta worthy?
You know what? I think it kind of is. Because if we were to do the like the riff tracks type version of this, it would be. Or if we did the online movie where everyone joined and watched it with us and we just commented on it, just normally, I think we'd have a lot of people finding that this film was very Jim Cotta worthy. I really do.
So I mean, just to follow up, the original film was 1980, The Exterminator, which was a low budget cash in on the vigilante films of the time period.
Yep.
And so this film takes place sometime in the not too distant future in New York once again, even though this I believe was filmed in California, or parts of it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the film, it shows, additional scenes directed by... That's probably because they went to New York to do some New York shots, and they gave whoever directed those credit.
Well, what happened was they after the film was done, the producers or distributors, somebody said, "Oh dear Lord, what have you done?" And so they
tried to fix it.
They scheduled reshoots, yeah. So they had to do reshoots in California, I believe, where they said, we got to fix this thing. They
should have fixed the music first of all.
Well, they're probably already money-wise, they're already in the hole. Come on.
I mean, just take your standard MIDI machine, guy who wants to make video game music, but instead is doing it for the Exterminator 2, and you have one of the worst scores to a movie I think I've ever heard.
So you could have gotten that guy with the Casio in New York City that good day New York, good day New Hampshire. I like Coca-Cola. That guy would have done something. I mean,
that guy would have been better.
Yeah.
That guy would have been better. The score gets so laughable at points that they try and create, mood with the music. Right. It's so bad.
Let's be fair. There's nothing in this film that does not become laughable at some point.
This is true. Like the opening scene that's on right now. Everyone's watching it. Ginty, or John, lets these thugs kill those two old people so he can light them on fire. How about he go in the store and fucking help them out? How about that? hero.
Who's surprised in that? Now that's a pretty brutal opening too.
Sure. It's, the problem is, and this is my own little theory, the first film, the cover of the poster has a guy with a flamethrower and the welding mask and all that, and he doesn't use the flamethrower at all. Now, we talked about in the last episode that there's a guy all covered in bandages that they might have had a flamethrower scene that they didn't use because maybe someone really got hurt. Whatever reason, they didn't use it or whatever.
Right. Whatever.
They address that in this.
I think, by the way, that's the ultimate response to most of this movie. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anything. There are too many questions brought up that are answered by that.
So they addressed the flamethrower issue from the first film, where it is used probably every 10 or 15 minutes in this movie. Someone's lit on fire.
The opening title. It's the main weapon.
Well, and it's so bad too when he does the flame right at the camera, and then they pause it and they only do the first 2 frames where it's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Even that was video game-esque. It's just, oh my God. You okay?
Yeah, I don't know what I did there. Oh, pardon me. That's on air and everything. Oh. Oh my God,
wow.
You're dying? Oh, excuse me. I just kind of went down the wrong pipe there. I apologize.
Do we have more than one pipe? I didn't think we did.
Well, yeah, because your food goes down one pipe and the air goes down the other. But they both meet in the middle. And for some reason, I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. Excuse me. Pardon me.
I was trying to make a joke, and you elaborated. Anyway. So they address the flamethrower problem.
I'm fine, by the way. Don't worry.
You sounded fine. You were fine enough to make fun of me, so you know what? Fuck you.
I'm okay.
Yeah, we got it. Back to the movie. Just don't choke again. What are you drinking, by the way? That doesn't look like soda. Is that more whiskey?
No, it's wine. I'm just having a little wine.
Oh, a little bit of wine? Okay.
Yes.
Until it becomes a lot of wine?
There's no such thing as a lot of wine.
It's sure there isn't.
It really isn't.
So anyway, they address the flamethrower problem, and it is throughout the entire film. It is the only way he seems to kill people in this movie.
Problem.
It's very unimaginative.
It's not totally fair, because at one point he does build an A-team tank. But you are correct.
Why is that not flagged immediately on the city streets of New York?
But you are correct, because it's New York. Come on.
Come on.
But you are correct in that they do kind of shoot themselves in the foot, so to speak, by marrying him to this as his main weapon, because it's kind of hard to find situations where you can surprise somebody with a giant tank on your back and not have to run away, and being able to deal with the limited visibility that happens with using a welder's mask.
Yeah. I can't imagine you're going to see very well.
No.
I would imagine you're probably getting shot very quickly from some odd angle that you can't see out of because you got this stupid fucking mask on.
I'm not sure why nobody shoots into the flames. I mean, that would be, something to do, or at the tank. And also there has to be a stealth factor involved with running around New York City with a giant flamethrower strapped to your back.
Yeah.
Especially when your main mode of transportation is a garbage truck. There's nothing stealthy about any aspect of this character.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. Now, the film takes place a few years, we're assuming, after the original exploits, and Ginty's character, John Eastland, as you mentioned before, it's an opposite of Westwood, or Eastwood. Westwood.
I didn't mention that, but it's a good point.
You did mention Clint Eastwood last episode.
Oh, okay. You did.
Yes. You did.
Yes.
You did. Yes.
I'm so good. I forgot.
Who's drinking? Anyway.
I should be. I should be.
You should be. We both should be after this movie. Now, in the first one, Ginty plays it kind of like sullen, maybe confused, a little, dark.
Right.
This film, he takes a change and
Well, he
decides
takes
to go.
hold of the dark side. He's fully embraced it.
He tries to go. I was going to say something before you jumped in there. I'm trying. What's the word? Charming. He tries to be charming, and it never works.
No.
There's never any part of him being charming, or witty, that comes across. He actually talks more in this film than the first film, and that's not good.
No, it's really bad. Especially, not to jump ahead too far, but when he meets
It doesn't
very
matter.
quickly. You're right. It doesn't. It really doesn't. He wins in the end. Goodbye. See you next week.
But does he? But does he?
No, he really doesn't. But he meets, I guess she's a go-go dancer / entertainer. She's not really. She's not a stripper. She's just dancing at a bar.
Yeah, she's the kind of stripper that keeps her clothes on.
Yeah. So he meets her, and they hit it off real well. And I guess he starts to kind of creates like this romance with her. There's a scene where they're in the park where it seems like they're both on speed. Do you remember that scene?
I mean, when they meet the breakdancers?
Right before, yeah. Where he's like, "Oh, that was great. That was wonderful. Oh my God, it's incredible. You need to be on Broadway." And the whole scene is that fast, that momentum, and she's the same way.
Well, no, she wasn't that. No, it was mainly
she wasn't as bad as him, but she was definitely trying to keep up.
Well, now to be fair, let's blame this all on Robert Ginty, please, because she, in her defense, was dancing. And then when she stopped, she was out of breath. So she's already got her heart rate up. Ginty's trying to pull this kind of wacky, happy thing, like the kind of thing you'd see Alan Alda do. Let's just put Alan Alda out there. It's the '80s.
Okay.
We're talking about right. And so he's the anti-Alda, in this case. He's everything he's trying to do to be charming and witty and oh yeah, that was great. It's wonderful. I'm so overcome. It's just, all it is just Ginty babbling.
And you can genuinely tell that he's doing that scene, especially the other scene. It was like, I know this woman. This woman's amazing. He's doing all of that. He feels good about it. His performance.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
You can just tell from his mannerisms to the way he's delivering the lines. He's looking at. He's like, I feel really good about this. Yeah. I finally feel like I might be hitting my stride in my acting. You could tell. That's how he felt when he was doing those scenes. Just genuine professionalism, and it's the complete opposite. So bad. Now, he never really stopped, quote unquote, cleaning up the streets, because the news is talking about him. He walks by like a set of televisions, and they're mentioning him because he lit people on fire in the beginning. But Mario Van Peebles, his gang, they're like the ghetto ghouls. They're running the city. They're the bad guys, and it's his gang. It's like times 10 though. They're robbing like armored cars and helicopters, or flying around, and they're shooting them down, and nobody does anything.
Now, there's obviously a passage of time because the meat mobsters aren't after him anymore.
Right. So
but there's nothing that really triggers him. It's not like, oh, I have a normal life now, but oh, look what happened. Something, this occurred, and now I'm going to snap and go back into it. It's not like Death Wish, where every sequel they had to kill off a member of his family to get him going again. It almost, with the way Ginty plays it, you almost get the feeling that after the first film there was a period of a year or so, and he's just sitting in his apartment and like, I still have the flamethrower.
Yeah.
I mean, why? So it's just kind of like that. There's no real reason for him to start up again. This film actually does the opposite of what like the tried and true vigilante films will do sequel wise. In the sequels, it's like I'm done with this. I'm not going to do anymore. And then somebody steps too far and injures one of their loved ones. Like, you know what? I'm bringing it back. Ginty does the exact opposite. Ginty's, there's no reason for me not to do this. Let me get back into it. And then immediately gets everyone he knows and loves killed.
Again.
Well, he didn't even know anybody the first one. He got like a total stranger killed the minute he became
He
friends.
didn't know anyone in this one either.
Well, until and the minute he gets to know them, he gets them killed.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows them for sure. He meets, I forget the black guy's name, but the guy that drives the garbage truck. He meets him, and then immediately he's a partner with him, like later that night.
How could you forget BG?
BG, yeah.
BG, and he knows them because they're like war veterans. That's how he recognizes them.
Yeah, but they don't. They weren't fought together.
Why not?
I don't think so. I thought that they were veterans, but it wasn't.
All right, but BG knew him because he flagged them off the street and said, "Hey, get in my garbage truck, old friend." So they knew each other, and there's that war link. They never go into it because that would be exposition. One thing, thankfully,
they don't go into a lot of things. Like when his girlfriend gets killed, he doesn't go. They don't even show the scene of where he goes in to find her, and even has like any kind of emotion. They go to her naked on the bed with an X on the door. He goes up to the door. There's an X on it. Then they just flash like a split second, a tenth of a second of her naked on the bed. Then the next shot is immediately him turning the garbage truck into a tank.
Yeah, the A-Team montage as the hoodlum that he has captured in the garbage truck continues to eat garbage for a full 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So talk about. Can you just imagine that actor saying, "No, yeah, keep going." So you want me to eat more garbage? Yeah, no, keep going. Is it? Yeah. How long? How many hours of filming did they do of him digging through garbage bags, eating random pieces of garbage?
Well, those were all the reshoots. They all consisted of that. That's what they were going for.
How long do you shoot for that much reshoot? That should be. Oh.
This movie's an hour and a half. It's 10 minutes shorter or 14 minutes shorter than the original film, but it feels so much longer than the original movie.
It's actually 5 minutes shorter than that if you take out the whole breakdancing sequence.
Yeah.
Breaking 2, electric Boogaloo.
We'll get to that.
Uh-oh. There's so much 80s in this film, too. I mean, it's one of those things where you watch, it's like, oh, yeah, the 80s.
Yeah, they were really trying to capture the pop. There's no reason for that scene to be in this film unless they're trying to just capture a little bit of the breakdancing, the popularity that was.
Sure.
Just that time period, couple of years, 82, 83, 84, 85-ish, in that range, breakdancing was just huge. So they tried to capitalize on it a little bit. Oh, yeah, you didn't know?
No, I'm kidding.
I know you are.
But
it made no sense.
Let's be fair. It wasn't just to capitalize on the breakdancing craze. It was also the pad 5 minutes of film to get it up to an hour and a half.
I would have been fine with an 85-minute movie.
They wouldn't have. You need that 90 minutes to get the people in seats. It's got to be under that. You can't. They've got a goal they're heading for. Now, Mario Van Peebles is in this film.
He is.
He plays X, the head gang leader, who, when you first see him, his hair is like, I don't know, like loose, if you want to put it.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, everything it's that kind of salt.
Yeah, it's flat top.
Flat top. Thank you. I don't know the lingo.
Salt and pepper. I think you mean Kid and Play.
Kid and Play. That's what I meant to say. Thank you. Salt and pepper, something else. Now, how is it that easy to switch from that one hairstyle to the next like that, of that type?
I think with that hair, it can be. It's
okay. It was kind of a shock for me. And Mario Van Peebles does have a strong following, and I've never really understood why.
Yeah, never.
I don't get.
And he's directed a lot of films too. It's like, who's giving this guy money to make movies?
Yes.
They all suck.
Yeah.
They all suck. A lot. Him and his fucking stupid ex. This movie, a lot of the scenes feel like a music video too.
Yeah. Now, I mean, he's the son of director Melvin Van Peebles, who has a strong following as well, and I think a lot of that leeches off. But I mean, the kind of film. Don't get me wrong. I loved him in Solo.
Ugh.
Don't get me wrong. But I
think they use the same font as the company Solo that makes paper plates and cups and shit. I'm almost positive it's the same font.
Well, why not? I mean, it's a Solo font. I'm sure they found that.
Why would they do that?
Yeah,
so
now,
bad.
and I was reading Van Peebles. He made the costumes himself. Surprisingly, he was bare-chested most of the film.
Yeah.
And now, everybody in this gang has like dancing background. Did you notice that? Everybody in this gang has had some kind of formal training in the theater arts.
Really?
Every time somebody moves, there's like this dance flourish to it. The guy with the torches, the guy eating a bagel that turns around, there's like a little zip zip. And then Mario Van Peebles keeps doing backflips and shit. Everything's got like a flourish to it. And then they've got the slow motion roller skating guy.
Again, I really think that they were just trying to capitalize on the breakdancing shit.
All right.
I really do.
All right, yeah. There's a difference between capitalizing on breakdancing by having a scene and then having just it's like if
why else would it be in there?
Because the director is insane.
Did he direct any music videos? Is that why? Because he maybe had a lot of ties or connections to music.
I don't know if it happened back then as much as it does now. Music videos were kind of a joke back in the 80s. But all I'm saying is that it's like West Side Story gone bad.
Never mind. It's the only movie he's ever directed.
I could see that. I could see that as both a cause and an effect.
He produced the original Exterminator, though.
And there's even two. Well, there's even better. Producer became a director. I like that. There's two scenes where Mario Van Peebles does flips or whatever, and you can see the gym mat.
Yeah.
He jumps on.
They
even when they drop the cops come after the helicopter gets blown up,
right?
And they go to before Mario Van Peebles flees the scene, he points and does like a half spin. It's like ha ha, zoom. It's cartoon. It's very cartoonish.
It is. No, you're right.
Now
it's very sad.
And so yeah, let's
be honest.
It's like if the Jets and the Sharks or Rockets, whatever the fuck was in that movie. I hate West Side Story with a passion.
It was.
But it's like if those two gangs got together and just spent the rest of their time working on dance moves and selling drugs.
I think it was the Jets and the Sharks.
Is it the Sharks? Yeah, probably.
I think it was the Sharks.
I think you're right. I'm not arguing that.
Okay.
I would go with that.
I'll go with it. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Now, I told you the only memory I had from this film as a child was the guy being trapped in the garbage truck.
Yes. I
had another. It was one of those things. It was like watching Magnum Force. I'm watching it. Like, oh my god, I remember the scene vividly from my childhood.
Mega Force.
Whatever.
Mega Force.
And so, but
it's two different movies.
Yeah.
Continue.
And the scene where they have the slow ritualistic murder of the truck driver in the subway, I vividly remember that from my childhood. Having seen it, it was like a flashback. So, oh God, I remember the scene. And they paint him with the bright orange Dayglow X, and they lay him down on the tracks. And so he gets electrocuted and get hit by the train. I'm not sure which is supposed to be worse. And
I don't remember anything.
The weird
from this movie.
The weird funeral procession down into the subway.
Yeah.
It just, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. I've never seen one frame of this film until you challenged it to me.
Really, not one? I remember.
I swear to God, I've never ever seen anything from this movie.
Yeah. Now, like I said, attention span of a child. I guess I was around by the time I hit cable, so I was probably like under 10. Didn't keep my attention that long, but I vividly remember the whole scene with the orange Dayglow X, and then marching him down, and Mario Van Peebles with his bare-chested suspenders or the fishnet, whichever one he was wearing at that point.
Ugh.
I think he was bare-chested in that scene.
Yeah, probably right.
Very bizarre.
Yes.
Because other than that, there's not much ritualistic to them. They just kill people. I guess it occasionally rob them, and he's buying drugs from the Italian mafia.
Yeah, that's about it.
And I was so waiting. I was so hoping that they would be over the top Italian.
Yeah.
I was so hoping. Hey, what do you do? Anything like that. Anything.
And let me, if they were, I would have had a challenge for you immediately.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
Because there's a film that I've been wanting to challenge because it's so completely over the top Italian, and no one in the film is actually Italian, so that makes it worse. Huh?
Godfather?
Come on, give me a break. It's actually the Pope of Greenwich Village.
Never seen it.
Mickey Rourke, Eric Roberts,
know of it.
Jewish director, and the film is directed in such a way where it's like, okay, act Italian, go. It's that bad. Here's a breakdancing scene on roller skates.
Is Pope of Greenwich Village worse than Married to the Mob?
As far as the portrayal of Italians, I think so.
Okay.
At least Married to the Mob it's comedy. Pope of Greenwich Village kind of takes itself seriously a little bit.
Like The Godfather.
Stop it with that.
Did you hear the Pope came out against the mobsters? Pope said, hey, no. Excommunicated. He excommunicated the mob. Nice. And he did that the day after he came out against legalization of marijuana. It was like the perfect save. It was, oh, hey, I liked you up until here. And then, oh, hey, all right, you know what? You get a pass on the marijuana because that's cool.
Well, now, I mean, what else is he going to say about the marijuana? I mean, did they ask him about it, or he just came out and said it?
He's come out. No, he came out against it. I mean, he's come out against a lot of stuff, and this is more strangers conversation. All basically I'm saying is he came out against the Italian mob.
Nice.
Not organized crime, the Italian mob, the mafiosos. You know what I mean?
Oh, meet the balls.
So anyway, X is buying drugs from the Italians. Too bad it wasn't like 10 years later. He could have been buying X.
Right.
It would have made more sense. Yeah. And so Ginty gets tied up in this whole. And again, he's not a good vigilante because they recognize him and they follow him to his girlfriend's house, hence her death. And he gets his Vietnam veteran friend involved, hence his death. So. I mean, he doesn't really know. Despite the fact that he wears a mask every time he uses the flamethrower, everyone seems to know who he is. Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're that guy.
Apparently, there's a deleted scene, probably from the original film before they went and did reshoots, where X bumps into him on the street, recognizes them, and taunts him to try to get him to attack him. Which that scene I want to see, because I guarantee the reason they cut it is because Ginty probably tried to act tough and it's just like sad. maybe Mario did like a couple backflips.
It'd be interesting if there was a director's cut of this, but I don't see that ever happening, ever.
I bet you Ginty has footage. I bet you he does.
Well, he's dead, so. If there were reels upon reels of extra deleted scenes and content for this film, I don't think people would give a flying fuck.
I know who would. Shout Factory Video, because they put Exterminator 2 out on, I think it's on Blu-ray.
They did?
It's a double disc. It's 2 movies on a disc, but it's on Blu-ray on Shout Factory.
Oh, no.
Now, we have contacted Shout Factory and offered to be their official or non-official whores. We have not yet heard back from them.
Oh, man.
I'm going to let Joey take a stab next time.
I'll do it soon.
Yeah, but this is available on the Shout Factory. And I know
the Exterminator is released through Shout Factory.
Exterminator 2 is as well.
Is it really?
It's on a 2-disc with something. No, it's on a 4-disc.
4?
It's all right. It's not a Blu-ray. It's a DVD. It's one of those 4 movies on one DVD. It's got Alienator, Eye of the Tiger, Cyclone, and Exterminator 2.
There it is. I found it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a Shout Factory release.
Shout Factory, 2 discs, 4 films. And
man.
The Exterminator 2 is audio commentary with the director and Peebles.
They got those two together?
Yeah, and I'm almost tempted.
This only came out a year ago.
Yeah, and it's only $10 right now, and I'm tempted to buy this just to listen to the audio commentary with the director and Van Peebles. Now, which director? Man. It says it's Mark Buntsman. Is he the original director or the we have to fix this shit director?
Who?
I don't know who's who. I got to double check that. I read
at the end of the film, it said additional scenes directed by. I think that is the Fix It guy, and he is not listed here.
Oh yeah, William Sachs. William Sachs did reshoots. So Buntsman was the original director. So Buntsman is going to be the one.
And he was also one of the writers too, William Sachs.
Okay, Sachs or Buntsman?
Sachs.
Oh well, he's listed as a writer because he made the scenes.
Mark Buntsman, member of X's gang, uncredited. That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, not good. Mark Buntsman and William Sachs directed or wrote the film. And there's even a David Buntsman who is head mafioso. They got the whole family on this one.
Well, yeah, you gotta. I mean, you have to pay actors.
Yeah. David Spear did the music. I need to know what else he's done.
So, one of my favorite scenes in the film,
something's wrong.
What?
How did David Spear go? And he's from Newark. He was born in Newark, New Jersey. How did David Spear? He says he's known for. There's no way. It says David Spear, the guy that did the music for Exterminator 2.
Yeah.
Music for Animal House, Great Santini, Airplane, Heavy Metal, Ghostbusters. Then he did Exterminator 2. Then he did My Science Project, Three Amigos, Human Shield, Mad Dog and Glory, and then Alaska. How? And he's still alive. How the fuck did he do music for those films and then pull the music out of his ass for Exterminator 2?
Well, he obviously phoned it in. I mean, literally, they recorded it over the phone. Maybe owed a favor. Maybe it was stock. Maybe it's stock sound. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it had was composing an orchestra behind it.
I would have pulled a fucking uncredit me. I don't want to be a part of that.
He probably didn't know until he's like, I did what? I did what? I'm in the catalog. I sold some stock background. What movie is it in?
Unreal.
Now,
so
what's your favorite scene of the film? What's the funniest scene of the film to you?
The funniest scene in the film?
Can I tell you mine while you're thinking?
Yeah, go ahead.
When our vigilante's go-go dancer girlfriend gets beaten Nancy Kerrigan style by the gang in broad daylight in New York in Central Park.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
What I don't get is they make a big deal out of close, doing a close slow motion shot of the bat or the 2x4, whatever it was, hitting her in the leg to show, we broke her leg, but then after she goes to the doctors, she's paralyzed from the waist down. What?
Like, wait a minute, shouldn't I just put ice on this? Maybe a cast.
Yeah. Now when the best part isn't that they come up to her and hit her. Like break her leg and then she drops down. Then they start kicking and beating her while she's down.
Right. And then I have the slow motion shot of Ginty running to save the day. It's like, how fucking far away is this guy?
And Ginty was where was he? Because I know she went in the bathroom and they all popped up just like he did in the first
He's getting like a hot dog or something.
Yeah. And again, all of them hide in the bathroom because she's the one that's going to come in and they all pop out at once, just like he did with the gangster, the meat mobster in the first film. So it's kind of fitting that occurs. That's kind of funny. So then they just start like curb stomping her in the middle of the park, and then a mounted police officer rides up and shoots his gun in the air, which even in the 80s, I'm pretty sure not allowed.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, warning. I don't think they have a whole thing on firing in the air to disperse assailants. They don't. That's not a part of the training. I can almost guarantee that.
All right, I came up with my favorite scene after much thought.
Is it when his new black friend dies?
No, actually, it's not. It's the scene where after she's beaten, they're at the apartment, and he keeps trying to help her out, get her to walk, get her to move, and he's got her with the leg goes in, out, in, out, in, out. He's like, you just got to keep doing repetition, get those legs back, moving. And she gets really frustrated and angry and starts, yelling and screaming, I don't want to do it, just like a kid. I don't want to do it. And then he gets up and he's all mad. Instead of being compassionate and saying, you're right, we can try again tomorrow. He's like, come on, you can do this. And then he storms out, and then his black friend comes and he's like, what's going on in there? He goes, nothing. There's nothing in there. It's like, wow, what a cock.
I like it. I like that because that's probably the closest the film gets to actually really defining these characters. I mean, just her having the realistic emotional
right
situation of, my life is over, the one thing I love to do, and him just this guy full of rage, and only thing he knows how to do to fix things is set people on fire.
and he can't set her on fire because he kind of likes her. Kind of likes her.
They bring her back to the apartment, and they decorated everything, and he's like, oh yes, it's great, it's here, this, we got this, and they're wheeling her past the mirror on the wall with the leg bar, leg bar. It's like, dude, there's nothing you're gonna do, there's a leg bar right there, it's all she's gonna see. I don't know what it's actually called, but in ballet studios they put their leg on that thing all the time, so I'm calling it a leg bar. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about.
I think so.
Now I think instead of X killing her, she should have committed suicide, because what could be more drive an emotionally vulnerable, depressed, new handicapped individual than having Robert Ginty as your personal physical therapist?
Yeah, right. I mean, what they should have done was they should have had X get her on the product, get her hooked to the horse. And she becomes a heroin addict and commits suicide that way. That would have been better. Make her a customer. The only way I don't feel the pain.
Take her back to the clubhouse even.
Yeah.
Like sitting on his lap. when Ginty walks in, he like stands up and she just falls to the ground because her legs don't work.
Then he yells at her, come on, I can walk. You can do it too.
You know what I wanted?
What's wrong with you?
Like, during that sequence where he's trying to get her to do the physical therapy, and it's kind of a long, they're trying to draw out the emotion of it. Right near like the 3/4 mark, I'm just waiting for her to say, do you open your fucking mouth at all when you talk? For the love of Christ. Then he hits her with the flamethrower.
Yeah. There's a scene where they're parking their vehicles. He parks his garbage truck about 2 feet away from a fire hydrant, which I'm pretty sure you can't do that. Even though he's not obstructing it, pretty sure you can't. Right. But what I find interesting is it feels like a set when he parks there against the street. I don't know if it's the lighting that they chose, but it has this fake set feeling to it for some reason. I don't know why. And I'm looking at it, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is, where did they get the money to build a set? So it must be real.
It's real. It feels like a set because everybody else in the film is so wooden. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we always talk about remaking these bad films. I think you could remake The Exterminator and Exterminator 2 if you combine them in the one movie.
Oh, easily.
And I mean,
easily.
and just and go more with the crazy part of Ginty's character. I mean, he is destructive to everybody around him, and I can see them spreading it out with all these people that die around him. If you did it over like a let's say 2.5 hours. Let's make it epic. Let's put some money into it. Let's do 150 million. We'll get some really big explosions and shit. But you can have it where by the third act, when he's meeting new people, it's like, dude, no, don't get in the car. I like you. No. He's the kiss of death.
You're going to die horribly.
A second girlfriend? No, you cold, heartless bastard.
Here's the sex scene that Ginty got to do, which is creepy.
Oh,
so awkward.
That scared the hell out of me. I was afraid we were going to see more than we did.
Yeah, I bet he requested it too. He's like, I need a sex scene.
There is one promotion now. There's if you just do a Google search for pictures from the film, there's not much out there because there's not really any good until Shout Factory came out with their 4-disc set, including it. There really weren't any good prints out there. I mean, you can watch the film now on YouTube. The entire film's available there. That'll be on the Facebook page. But picture-wise, all you can really find are the lobby posters, promotional stills they made for the film. One of which is not in the movie at all. It's a bombing of the dance club that was cut out, and another that Ginty is in. I don't know where he is in the film per se, but he's laying back and he's got his hand up and he's leaning against a sink. And I think, for the love of Christ, I think he's going for sexy.
Really?
and no, it's not. And he's doing that thing with his mouth, like he always looks like he's like he looks like he's sucking on like a lemon head or something.
He's just always pursing his lips. It's just a constant purse.
A purse and a mutter. The purse and the mutter. Yes.
So if I look that up, Robert Ginty, Exterminator 2, I should get that.
Or I could just put it on the Facebook page.
You can put it on the Facebook page, but I want to see it now. Oh yeah, there it is. What's this guy thinking? What's wrong with this?
And I think he's got blood on him, so I don't know what part of the film it's from. Maybe there was a scene they shot where he's in the bathroom after he finds his dead girlfriend. And X, obviously the guy has a background in stage craft because he keeps putting X's on people, but you know how hard it is to draw an X on a dead naked girl.
It depends what you're using, I guess.
I guess so. And I'm sure he thought it through.
Fucking Ginty.
Now, and just to focus in on the action parts of the film, because there aren't that many, he does periodically throughout the first half of the film surprise random hoodlums after crimes have been committed, because he's not a useful vigilante, and burns people alive.
He sure does.
Then he gets together with his Vietnam vet friend, his second black friend, and his second
same result,
dead. Except this one, he doesn't have to mercy kill; he dies.
Yeah, he gets shot up pretty good by Mario Van Peebles.
And you know what? It's his fault too, because he gets out of the goddamn truck. They build an A-team truck, and they drive into the clubhouse, if you want to call it that. It's like a warehouse. And open, they have machine guns out of the sides and they're shooting, stuff, and they're knocking things over. And BG's like, I gotta get the bag. I'm gonna get the bag. And he's like, and Ginty, for once, is stay in the vehicle. It's safe in here. They're out there shooting. We're in the truck. No, I gotta get the bag. And he gets the bag, and guess what happens? He gets 3 or 4 machine gun bullets in the chest.
I think a little more than that. I think he got.
I'm rounding down, and apparently that's fatal. So.
Yeah,
it
really
is.
A lot of parts that bullets can hit.
Ginty got him involved, but then again, how come he wasn't driving the truck instead of Ginty? And why did either of them have to get the bag? They didn't. Except that the only reason they had to get the bag is they needed that for the final scene where they play cat and mouse in a industrial complex for 15, 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, the breakdancing scene is on.
Oh, and it's mesmerizing, isn't it?
And she's dancing with him, and Ginty's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
One of the most rational times he's been in the film. What are you doing?
Normally I would just flamethrower the whole thing. I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, they should remake this with Biskevich.
Oh. Then wait, hold on, I missed that. I didn't notice that the first time. Right before she gets beat up, she says, "I got to go to the bathroom," and he just kind of does this like skedaddle, this half dance move skedaddle.
I'm telling you, everybody in this film's like dancing. It's weird. I don't know if there was a vibe going on. There's there's way too much choreography in this for a vigilante film for my taste in this movie.
Right.
They're beating her right now, aren't they?
And they sure are in slow motion. And it is a baseball bat. He does this like leap in the air with the baseball bat, and you just see then a close up shot of the bat hitting both of her legs.
Exactly. So
and it is below the knee too.
Right. I don't know how that equates to being paralyzed from the waist down. I think they realized, that'll heal. So yeah, you're right. We should paralyze her.
And I don't know. I think they would have to kick her in the spine. There'd have to be blood for her to be paralyzed.
I don't think there had to be blood. There just had to be some very serious spinal damage. And I don't think it's like they don't show anybody like really hopping up and down on top of her. I'm not sure how easy it is to paralyze somebody. I've never tried.
I don't think it's that easy.
I don't think it's. I agree.
They don't kick her nearly enough.
Now, at least that wasn't like his first big black friend, because he was totally paralyzed.
Yeah.
And that was from taking what was it, a trowel? A garden hoe?
It wasn't a trowel. It was
it was like something you dig in a garden with.
I know what it's called too.
A meat hook almost.
It was almost like a meat hook.
But he took that right in the back between the shoulder blades. That'll paralyze your ass. I'll give you that.
The way they stabbed him with it too. Yeah.
They didn't even stab. They didn't just stab him. They like pulled shit out with it. It was like, it was
his eyes rolled back into his head.
Yeah, they were just like kick. Oh, cop with a gun. Let's go. Granted, there were four of them, but there were four of them. But the first guy, only one of them had to do anything. The others were like there for moral support.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is Mary Van Peebles is not a good gang.
He's not good in anything he's done. I don't think he's ever been good. I
mean his character. I mean his character is not a good gang leader. I think he's a bit too. I think he takes a bit too much. I think he thinks he's better than he is. I think we can both say that. And his brother was his brother was killed, right? It was his brother that died in the beginning.
Yeah, he lit him on fire.
So it makes it personal. It's not just the fact that Ginty's killing off his crew, but one of them was his bro as well as his crew.
His bro
crew, or his crewkin? I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was more at stake there. So again, they're following the typical vigilante story. Oh, you killed my brother, now I have to take vengeance on everything. Ginty's got it ass backwards.
Was this his first movie, Van Peebles?
Oh, no. I don't know off the top of my head, but I refuse to believe it.
Well,
no.
Okay. No. It's his first theatrical film. It's his first theatrical. He was in One Life to Live, 1968. Obviously a little child. He was only like 11. Then he was in something called Sweetback's Badass Song. I'm assuming that's a film his dad directed.
It's a movie. That's a movie. Yeah.
That's a movie, like a theatrical release movie?
That's a classic. Yeah, and yes, his father did write and direct that, and that's a classic exploitation film. You never heard of that? Sweetback's Badass Song?
No. Well, it came out in the Netherlands, so I don't think that was released in the States, was it?
It's a
New York.
Staple.
Came out in New York and San Francisco. So
it's a 70s Black Panther, black exploitation. It's a staple of anybody who's into that genre. Okay. That's one of those films that you're supposed to love. I mean, that's like, all
right. So as an adult, this is his first film. Because between 1971, which was a TV film, he didn't do anything. He did a TV movie in 1981, and then he did this in 84. So this is his first real movie, like theatrical. where he's like, you know, second billing.
This is not the first film we've reviewed of his. I don't think.
What other film did we review?
Am I wrong? Did we review Jaws: The Revenge?
No, we just did Jaws 3. We might have mentioned it when we did Jaws: The Revenge.
You didn't do Jaws: The Revenge?
No, we did Jaws
Holy
3D.
Shit! You know what it is? When we did like Jaws 3, I watched all of them.
Oh God, did you really?
In a row. Yeah, you've got to. You've got to watch all of them in a row.
I'm looking at his other films.
I still think I have the best remake ever of Part 2.
Oh yeah.
Ever. Yeah, because you know in Part 2, the character he's still the sheriff and he's got the shark tower and everything, and he's convinced the shark's going to come back, and everyone's like, "Oh, stop it!" In my version, he actually is going insane, and there isn't a shark, and he just starts getting people killed because of it. And at the end, he actually gets those kids stranded out there out of fear of the shark. It's all like his all paranoid delusion. Fucking excellent.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
what would you change? Hang on. What would you change if we remade Exterminator 2? What would you change? Someone just gave us $50 million.
$50 million.
Not a big budget, but enough to do in this day and age. We'll definitely get residuals off the streaming, et cetera, et cetera. So it's definitely going to make money no matter what. All we have to do is make it. What are you doing different? Who are we casting?
Recast?
I mean, what do we do? Well, we got to recast. Half of them are dead.
All right, Ginty. Maybe I get like a Gerard Butler for Ginty. Okay.
Really, Gerard Butler? Okay.
Sure, you get like a badass guy, but then you get the women attracted to the film too. You know, Mario Van Peebles' character. Maybe you go with Denzel Washington. Maybe even go Will Smith. But I think Denzel would be better. You know, just playing just a badass.
Sure.
Better music. Obviously. I mean, if you want to talk about change.
Now,
I think really film it in New York.
Okay, I want to
have a lot more New York.
And obviously an I Hate New York film. Yeah.
Sure.
Now I'm gonna say instead of like who did you say, Gerard Butler?
Yeah.
How about Ryan
that's just
Gosling?
the first.
Ryan Gosling doing like the character he did in Drive or
and
Only God.
He can talk just as much too.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He can pull off that character. Maybe a little less to the chat. I mean, we need to go. We need Ginty from the first film with the plot from the second film. We need that character from the first film. A bit on edge, doesn't talk that much, kind of mumbles a little bit. Yeah,
I'd be on board for Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
sure.
But I think Butler's a good call too. Now, for Mary Van Peebles' character, I'm thinking the kid from Good Burger, the one that hasn't been doing well since. And his entire gang has to be solely made up out of former actors from the Cosby Show, child actors from the Cosby Show.
And we make money no matter what.
No matter what. I mean, it's $50 million.
Are you sure? $50 million?
We've pre-sold worldwide distribution, Joey. This is how it works. We make money. All we have to do is have a product that can go into the theater and take up space for 2 weeks. All right. Scratch the Cosby. I was getting a little bit too idealistic. We'll skip that. But I'm sticking with the Good Burger guy. Or you know what? No, I take that back.
Maybe Eddie Murphy. Maybe Eddie Murphy, because the garbage truck guy was in Coming to America with him.
What about Martin Lawrence?
As Mario Van Peebles' character?
Yeah.
I'd go Eddie Murphy before Martin Lawrence.
What about a Wayans?
Just about what?
How about a Wayans brother? How about the gang is all Wayans brothers? And Cedric the Entertainer is the is X.
Didn't they do that? Wasn't there a movie called? They were all good guys, but wasn't there a movie called Posse, where it was just like a couple of Wayans brothers? It was the Mario Van Peebles guys.
I believe there was a film called Posse. Yes.
Pretty sure there was a film called Posse, and it has all of these people that I think you want.
Now, but Cedric the Entertainer is.
I'm not
X
challenging. I'm not challenging you to the film Posse, by the way.
No. But Cedric, as Cedric the Entertainer's character is actually XYZ, and he's only in there as long as Ryan Gosling or Gerard Butler actually kills him at the end of the film. It's a snuff film.
Why not? Let's do it. Yeah. There it is. Posse.
I don't think. I think there'll be a lot of reaction at first, but given time, people will be thankful.
Maybe
we'll start a trend. Maybe we can get Jack Black in something.
Jack Black.
Or fucking 23 Jump Street asshole. Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah. Jonah Hill could be the truck driver, and we can kill him for real, too. Can we just kill everybody in it?
And then at the end, it's like, in memory of Robert Ginty. Just exterminated your wallet. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dumbass.
I still say this film isn't Jim Cotto worthy, but it's damn close.
It is close.
It is damn close.
I think on the right night, it could be very, very close.
And at the end of the film, at the end of the movie, for those who are going to not watch the movie, after X is defeated, there's a shadow shot of Ginty walking away down a tunnel, kind of towards the light.
So bad.
And as he's walking, he slowly discards, like the gun, then the helmet, then he's slowly discarding his weapons as he walks toward he's almost giving up the fight.
I was gonna almost kind of say like, okay, now I'm done.
I wish it had kept going where he started just removing articles of clothing. And like the last shot could have been at the edge of the tunnel, like hopping on one foot as he pulled off the other shoe. And then he falls over the edge, and that's it.
Now, right before Mario Van Peebles blows up, like a moron, he sees his bag of drugs.
Dude, there's no way this is booby-trapped, is there?
Oh, yeah, right, exactly. So, because Ginty, he does like a decoy bag, and it looks like it's his drugs, but it's flour. And X, he's like, where are my drugs? And then, of course, there's this little cat and mouse thing where they're, going after each other. And he just nonchalantly, he just leaves the bag, just on the side. Mario Van Peebles comes across it. And he's like, we all die. It's just a matter of when and how. And then blows up. It's like, are you really rifling through a bag of drugs like he just was going to be a nice guy and leave it for you? You fucking moron. It's like, and then they blow him up. And of course, he's falling from God knows how many stories in this old junkyard warehouse.
Oh, there's that
combo.
brief. They really. It's like literally like 2 frames.
Yeah.
Of him
impaled
on a girder, and it's not a bad shot too, because he's like he collapses and he's like it's a really nice job. It's a shame that they didn't show it.
Yeah, why would they spend the money and the detail for the scene and just flash it?
Because then they go to the MPAA. Then they go to the MPAA, and the MPAA says, "Oh, we can't give this an R."
No, I kind of get the feeling that
the MPAA.
You're right. Well, I kind of get the feeling that you're right with that with the MPAA, but it almost feels like it's like, all right, if the MPAA is going to do this, let's try and make it make it look good at least, where they're trying to get artsy with the way it flashes, like when he goes to find his girlfriend and she's dead, instead of him going in the room, and again, like I said before, like he gets like an emotional scene or whatever, and it just pans right to the next shot of him working on the truck or the garbage truck. They said, well, let's do these flashes, because they do it throughout the whole film. Let's try and be artsy, and it just doesn't work. It actually makes the film worse.
Yeah.
So, now, are we done? Do we want to rate this film?
Are you done, sir?
Oh, I'm done.
Okay, let's rate the film.
I'm surprised we talked this long.
Now, on IMDb, it has 3.6 stars.
Too high.
I
I say at least a 3. There is almost no. There is no redeeming value to this film at all.
All right. No, let's be fair. There's got to be some redeeming values.
There isn't.
There's one. We get 1 star for the flamethrower, for making up for the flamethrower from the first one.
Why not?
All right. Let's give him a 2nd star for other good features. Other good for introducing dance into a vigilante film. I think we need to see more of that.
Why would we give a star for that ever?
Because I think it's a bold move. I think we should see more choreography. I think it would have been cool if they were dancing choreographed while curb stomping his girlfriend in Central Park.
No.
No, you don't want a star for that?
No.
All right, how about a star for Mara Van Peebles' costume design?
Now, did he just design costumes for the gang or everybody?
For the gang.
For the gang?
Yeah.
I don't think I can.
Come on. How about a
He could
star?
have just went to the Salvation Army and picked everyone's clothes in an hour. Why would he get a star for that?
How about a star for not having the Italian gangsters throwing cannolis at people while they were walking into the warehouse?
Okay, we'll give him a star for being light on the mafia.
Hey, what's the matter, you, with the drugs?
Hey, you don't like my drugs, then don't buy them. These are drugs like my mother used to make. It's like, come on.
How about a star for the Ginty sex scene?
I'll give a star for just seeing breasts. How about that?
Okay. All right. So we have.
In the first film, you saw, naked dudes. At least you got to see breasts in this one.
All right. So we have 3 stars: a star for flamethrower, a star for breasts, and a star for non-racist Italian mafia.
Good enough.
All right, 3 stars it is.
3 stars it is.
And what's the overall rating of this film is? Oh, it's very heavy on the ones. 24.3% of people have given this film a 1. The second highest, 8% gave it 10. Oh wow.
As a joke.
Okay,
we know that's a joke.
Some people like have their films they like. Let's not be too critical. Sound like me now. Highest demographic for the film, males aged 30 to 44, with 3.8.
3.8
ratings of 3.8. That's the highest demographic we have is 3.8. Males aged 30 to 44. Lowest demographic?
Yeah.
Females under 18. 1.
You know who that is? Their boyfriends made them watch it.
Now, to be fair, there are only 3 females under 18 that voted, but they all gave it 1. Because they have to have given it all 1 because you can't do an average and get 1.
Yeah.
If anything's over a 1. That's just logical deduction.
Now, can you watch this film from YouTube? Or not YouTube.
Yes.
From I know you can from YouTube, but can you watch it from IMDb as well?
From IMDb? I don't.
Sometimes
think
IMDb shows the entire film too, like through Crackle or something.
Well, can you get Crackle in America? I thought Crackle was like a British thing.
Crackle is we get it.
It has there's no
watch
watch
it on Xbox One.
They don't have watch it on Exterminator 2. They have buy it at Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And the DVD on Amazon is the Shout Factory 4 action-packed movie marathon.
Nice.
And they've got it for $8.49 instead of $9.99. But I would say go to Shout Factory and get it directly from them. Don't give money to the Amazon fucking tools. Unless you're going from the link from our site, in which case get it from Amazon, because we'll get 1% of that.
Nice. Oh, great. 1% of $8? Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Something like that. It might be a little less.
All right. So that's our review for The Exterminator 2. Actually, you don't find it if you put The Exterminator 2. You have to put just Exterminator 2.
I meant to mention that. It's the first film is The Exterminator. The second film is just Exterminator 2. They dropped the V.
Yeah, and it makes it difficult to find.
Yeah. You've been listening to The Moviesucktastic.
That's
episode
right.
140 something.
With your host, the S. Michael Wilson, and the JF Guido. So...
Whoa, you got an F in there now?
I've always had an F in there.
We're doing the F thing with you?
Look at the logo of the show. It's been there for like 5 years.
Never noticed. I thought I was the only initial in the show. Never mind.
Listen to episode 1. It's the first thing we say.
Wow.
You know, welcome to
Been a while.
Moviesucktastic. This is S. Michael Wilson, JF Guido. But you can go with Scott and Joey. You just drop the,
Hold on. Forced urination. Forced urination.
All right, friends. Go to our website at moviesucktastic.com. I have to remember to renew the site or else you won't be able to go to it.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, you can download all our shows there. You can go to iTunes as well. You can download the shows there. You can review them. You can rate us.
Or,
you can
or
what?
you can go to the Google Play if you have an Android tablet or phone and download the Moviesucktastic app and listen to the podcast there.
Thank you, sir. I was getting to that, but thank you for chiming in. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Seemed like a good spot for it. That's
It
all.
was a good spot for it. You can go to livestream.com/moviesucktastic and you can watch the show live. You can do that on our website as well. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/moviesucktastic. You can go to our Tumblr page at moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. You can also email us at themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. Leave us voicemail at 914. Wow, I just threw a New York number in there. 908-514-4470. And you can do a search for us in your favorite search engine. Just do a search for Moviesucktastic and you will find everything we just talked about.
Yeah.
And that should do it.
Definitely.
All right, everybody.
Remember, Moviesucktastic app. Download it.
Yes, it's free. You can't beat it. It's great. All right. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.